Hello, my name is Keshwani. It's K-E-S-H-W-A-N-I, Keshwani. Starting from today, you and I will work together and we'll get ourselves ready for the GRE, the 4th edition, 2025. If you do not own this book already, purchase one immediately. You're going to need it. There is no such thing as preparation for GRE without the official guide. Official guide for GRE, 4th edition, it came out in 2025. We're going to work through these problems. Always make sure this book is in front of you when you're working with me. And also try to work some problems ahead of time. Having done them once yourself, you will get more out of these videos. We'll begin our work today. We'll go through the math problems, and eventually, if I have the time, I also intend to do some vocabulary words dealing with sentence completions for the GRE. Let's begin. Today we are on page number 195. The story actually begins, the math problem, the math section in the book actually starts on page number 183, but we'll pick up today our day number 1 on page 195. The problem is already on the blackboard. I'm going to read the problem to you, then I'm going to get out of the frame. I want you to pause the video and do the problem yourself. Having done the problem yourself, you can resume it and then we'll work it together. Here's the problem. I'm going to read it to you. It says that we have a company in which each employee is either in Department X or Department Y. That's all they have, Department X and Department Y. We are further told that there are more than twice as many employees in Department X as there are in Department Y. That's the very important information. There are more than twice as many people in X as there are in Department Y. Next, we are told that the average salary in Department X is $25,000. We are told that the average salary in Department Y is $35,000. The question is very straightforward. The question simply is, which of the following amounts? I underlined the S here to emphasize the fact that they're looking for amounts, more than one answers. These questions, not all of them, but some questions from the GRE have more than one answers, and our job is to mark all the ones that are correct. If there are 5 answer choices and you only mark 4, you will not get 80% of the credit. Do you understand? Which of the following amounts could be the average salary for all the employees for the whole company? Here are the answer choices: 26, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, and 34. Go ahead, pause the video, do it yourself. Let's see what we can do. Okay, I'm going to erase the problem now because we need the room, obviously. So one more time, they are in either X or Y. There are more than twice as many people in X as there are in Y. The average for X is 25, average for Y is 35. The question is, which of these amounts could be the average salary for the entire company? Let's begin. So when they give you something complicated like more than twice as many people in X as there are in Y, the simplest thing is to pretend that there are exactly twice as many and work from there and see what happens. That's what we're going to do here. So here's our Department X and here's our Department Y. And we're going to pretend that is not the case, but we're going to pretend that there are 2 employees in Department X and there is only 1 employee in Department Y. Keep it as simple as possible. It cannot get any simpler than that. And immediately you will see that what we're dealing with here is the concept of, very simple concept of weighted average. We want to find the weighted average, that's all it is. Let's see what we can do. There are 2 employees in Department X and we are told that they do not each make $25,000. We are told that the average is 25. So total is $50,000 for Department X in salaries. Department Y is straightforward, it's just 35 times 1. And there are 3 employees. Let's see what happens. So we get 50 plus 35 over 3. That's going to give us 85 divided by 30. 80 is made up of 2 threes. 2 threes is 6. After we take away 6 from the 8, we have a remainder of 2. 2 goes and joins a 5, becomes 25. And 25 has 8 threes. And we are still left with 1. There we go. It looks like it looks like if we had three people in the company, Department X where the average is 25,000 and Department Y the average is 35,000, in that case the average for the entire company would have been $28,333.33 if you want. 28 and one third thousand, which means that any amount that is more than that cannot possibly be the right answer. The average could be anything less than this. It could be 26, it could be 28, but it cannot be any of the others. The answer here is A and B. Make sure you mark both of them. That's it. We're done. The answer is A and B. Here's the next question for you. Even though the next two parts that we're going to do are not parts of the actual question, but here's something for you. I want you to try it yourself. Here's the next question. Again, pause the video. Don't watch it until you have done some work on your own to come up with the answer. Here's the simple, very simple question. Case 1. How can the overall average be 28? That average looks horrible. How can overall average be 28? Because that's what we're claiming. We're claiming that the average for this firm could be at $28,000. We're claiming that the average for this company could be $26,000. How can it be $28,000? Go ahead, work on this yourself. Pause the video, do it yourself. Let's see what we can do. So again, we have Department X and Department Y. X and Y. And we are told that Department X has more than twice as many employees. Department X has more than twice as many employees. So let's pretend there are n employees in Department X and one in other words, we're looking for the ratio. We're trying to figure out whatever this number is, that's going to be our ratio. And we know the average is 25 here, and we know the average is 35. Let's do the same thing, weighted average. So the overall average is going to be 25n plus 35. And how many employees do we have? We have n employees here, 1 employee here, we have n plus 1. And the question is, how can this amount be 28? That's all it is. It's a very simple, very straightforward linear equation. We just have to solve for it. So instead of writing it underneath, because I'm running out of room here, so I'm going to move this here. So it becomes 28n plus 28. I don't know why I had to reach 28n plus 28. There we go. Subtract 25n from both sides. So we find that 3n would have to equal 35 minus 28. 35 minus 30 would have been 5, so it's 7. There we go. The n is 7/3. If that's the case, what we're saying here, what we're claiming here is that for every 7 employees in Department X, we have 3 in Department Y. There we go. We have met the conditions. There are more than twice as many people in X as there are in Y. In Y we have 3. In X we do not have 6. We have more than 6, 7. If that's the case, if the ratio is 7 to 3, the average would indeed be exactly $28,000. And to verify this thing does not take very long. It's very simple, very quick verification here. Let's do it here. 7 times 25. Seven times 25 plus 3 times 35. Because that's the average salary in Department Y. Is that right, or is the other way around? Let me just confirm it. I forgot. Yes, 25 and 35. There we go. And there are 10 employees. 7 here and 3 here. We're going to divide by 10 in a second. 7 times 25, 8 times 25 is 200. So this is 175. And 3 times 30 is 90. And 3 times 5 is 15. So that's 105. And what do you know? We get 280. 280, of course, divided by 10 employees. There we go. The average salary is $28,000. We just verified it. here's the next part for you. If you had some trouble doing this thing out on your own, now that you know what's going on, here's case 2. Can you take a wild guess what the case 2 is going to be? I want you to tell me, how can the average be 26? Go ahead, do it yourself. Let's just erase the whole thing. Go ahead, do it yourself. Nothing novel about it, same as before. So we're going to pretend that there are n employees here, 1 employee here. So 25 times n plus 35 over n plus 1, same as before, as I said. And the average now has to be 26. So that's 26n plus 26. Let's get rid of this bottom part here. And let's see, we're done. It's very straightforward. Subtract 25n from both sides. And now you get a 9. There you go. So in order for the average to be 26, the ratio has to be 9 to 1. There are 9 employees here for every 1 employee in department Y. That's all it is. Which is why the average got lower. Because remember, the average for department X is 25. Average for department Y is 35, which means that each employee that you add to department X pulls the average down. And since there are 9 of them for every 1 here, it pulls the average down very much, very close to the average of department X, which is 25. This is 26. Let's verify it. Again, verification is very simple. So we have 9 employees here. So 9 times 25 plus the 35, because there's only 1 employee here. And we're going to divide by 10 in a second. Again, 10 times 25 would have been 250, so it's 225 plus the 35. There you go, 260. 260 divided by 10 is 26. That was it. We'll meet again tomorrow and we'll carry on with our journey. Okay? Bye now.